So to support Vill's point, uh, what we talk about when you in Hollywood and then some of the like affluent spaces where they hire other people to raise their children, we seen the influx of EJ Johnson and Zaire Wades and who else? So there seems to be something going on in Hollywood, and those parents are predominantly not present. They are trusting their kids to be raised by other people. So is there a correlation? I think it is, but I can't prove it.
I mean, well, Dwayne Wade's son was raised by his mother first, though.
Well, they took him when he was young, and like they took him from the mom. The other older boys were raised with her by the mom. Zaire or how Zaya, that individual was more predominantly with her, and she picked up a lot of Gabrielle Union's personality type imprint. You could kind of see in the way that the individual behaves. But
HD, you're awfully silent, bro.
Nah, me and Marcus was having an unmute war, and we was about to jump in at the same time. But nah, I mean, listen, like in some ways, having a kid is pretty selfish because you're willing to bring somebody into this world that they didn't ask to be here, right? And sometimes we could try to like rationalize it and be like, this is for the community, this is for future generations and stuff like that. But ultimately, when it was having kids back in the day, it was to make sure that your legacy carried on. It wasn't necessarily the legacy of the entire benefit of the world. It was just like, I want my stuff to get passed on. So I don't think it's strange that this woman is doing this because like I said, some part of having children is selfish. But we turn it into, well, this person can't take care of themselves. They came from me, and they're the reason why I'm the reason why they're here. So they tend to like, what? I'm gonna make sure that this child has everything possible, because they didn't ask to be here. I brought them here, so it's only right to take care of them. So it's just like it kind of makes sense, but in essence, can be pretty selfish to have kids at times.
So the question was, so you guys are saying that the question was the bus driver versus being a single mom, right? And I think that the issue is, and I mentioned this last night. I think that people think that people just come together, right? And it should just work because that's what that's your availability. Okay. Now I agree that you should give all people a chance because you just never know, right? But do you think one versus the other one? Which one do you think? Do you think she should have just chose the bus? If you wanted a kid, have a kid with a bus driver, or do you think this was the better route? Go. Just answer that question, yes or no. Which one?
For her, considering she would have looked at the man as lesser than, which would have created problems inside the home that I think would have been detrimental to the health of the child. I believe for her, it's probably a better decision for her to go the insemination route. I mean, she's just not an agreeable woman, and men would tap in and move on. Like that's from what I understand of her history, that's kind of how it's been. So for her, yeah, insemination is probably better than any other situation she would have had. Marcus, we didn't hear you.
I say the bus driver.
Yeah, I agree with the bus driver because it takes two to tango. And oftentimes people think that because they got the resources, that's all you need to take care of a child. Your presence is pretty important. just the seeing the imagery of man and woman, you know, is pretty powerful.
Facts. Yeah, I think I gotta agree with the fellas on this one. I think that's really setting the baby up for failure, especially if she's especially if she's not going to really be able to be present. Is going to be somebody else watching them. And in many cases now we see even parents that are around, YouTube is raising their kids, and look, that's not working out too well. So I think that it's just it's a lose-lose. It's a short-term win and long-term not so good of an idea.
I just want to real quick for you gentlemen, because I actually agree with you, but let's restate the situation. She's going to have a kid. Like, let's just say the option of not having a kid, which is what it should have been, is not even on the table. So she's going to have a kid, and the two options are for her to have a bus driver or someone of that ilk, a submissive man, or to go the artificial insemination route. So are you guys suggesting that, because we already know what the likely outcome would be if she went with a submissive man, a sloppy divorce, arguing inside the household, complete and utter chaos for the kid. So are we suggesting that the kid should go she should go that route, just because there is a father, even though that is going to be completely chaos? Or insemination is probably the best choice in that situation?
So what I'm basing it off of is the ability for that child to connect with the father. It's 50-50 as opposed to the possibility of 0, right? Because if him and the mom don't get along, the co-parenting relationship can be stronger than no parent relationship. I mean, it's not ideal. It's a hierarchy. It's both parents, or no, I'm gonna take it further. It's the extended family and village, including both parents. So that's a family that has mother, father, additional adult supervision, grandparents, additional parents. Then you got mother, father. Then under that you would have no parent, or no, one parent, right? So either a single dad or a single mom, one parent. Then under that you would have no parent. That's like the last rung of it.
So I have a am I echoing? Is it me? Okay. So my question to you guys is, if this is such an ideal situation, right? So we pick a person that obviously we're not compatible with, you just choose a person. Why isn't it working already? Because isn't that technically what people are doing? They're having kids with people they're not compatible with.
Yeah.
Is it working? I mean, not to say that would, because I don't know, but what I'm saying is that not what is taking place already?